Hey, what's up, y'all? This is K.O. Lewis. Let's take this ride. This is my interview with life. My rider, what's up? Can you tell us your name?
I'm Destiny.
Destiny, say hi, Destiny.
Hi.
Everybody say hi to Destiny.
How you doing?
All right, so what we was talking about is how poverty creates criminality, which puts Black people in an adverse position. And you made a comment. And first of all, it's okay for me to take you. Is it okay? Okay,
Yes.
all right, cool. So poverty breeds criminality, and Black people are used as a resource to keep wealthy people wealthy because of that. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
So if we just start talking, y'all, we just start talking about how they try to intentionally keep Black men specifically out of the home. Can you expound on that for me?
So how I look at it is I have 2 children. And so the system typically doesn't want to help you if you are married or if you have the man present in the household. Regardless if you're in poverty, because I feel like everybody needs help. You know, not one single person doesn't need help, but
Right.
I do feel like that the whole purpose of for them to want to help you more, or you have to be a single parent, a single mom, even if you're a single dad, they tend to make it 10 times harder for the Black man to still, to participate in the acts of wanting to be active. And I'm not saying in general that, responsibility wise that it takes away from them wanting to have responsibility, but it just makes it 10 times harder even when it pertains to help. We get food stamps and we get a lot of different other resources that's even a single dad is really not, eligible for, regardless if he is trying or not. You reach a certain tax bracket, regardless if you middle class, if you don't have the funds or anything, and they automatically want to stop helping you. So
Man. And then, it's something called the Moynihan Report, Patrick Moynihan Report, where he talked about the destabilization of the Black family in the 70s, how the Black family would be so terribly destabilized that we now have a 77% single parent household. So it seems like it's by design, but it is by design because it's all numbers, it's all math. And I find that interesting. If you don't mind me asking, I always ask women, when did you come out of high school to know how old you are?
Because it's 2019.
Now she came out in 2019. I feel like it's improper to ask a woman how old she is. You know what I'm saying? So she came out in 2019. So how old are you?
I'm 22.
So she's 22 years old, and she's able to see that it's being purposefully done to keep Black men out of the family structure. It's an economic thing. I do believe that it's an economic thing because we are behind in the economic race in this country. Economic inclusion for us, if you didn't notice, desegregation and integration was less than 100 years ago. In the 50s, after being enslaved in this country and oppressed economically, the government decided that they saw it fit for us to be able to participate. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take on that? What do you think?
I feel like it's still, in a sense, it's still that way. It's just masked a lot. People don't realize that we still have to follow a system. We still have to follow, the segregation rules, regardless if it's updated or not. It might not be so much black and white, in a sense, but it's still limited on, what we can do, and even limited on, how much we can partake in and how much, our say matters in a sense.
Right.
I do feel like if we was to come together as a community, they would not like that. The government in general, we have so much power within ourselves that we don't even realize it.
Right.
We don't realize how much power we actually hold when it pertains to that, because we make the money, we spend the money,
right? Our
tax
bond power
and everything else. We provide all these different companies their funding. Little do we know, when back then it was Black communities where we poured into our own communities. We didn't pour into other people communities because it was just it didn't fit us.
So what's wild is that when we integrated, you saw the decline of Black-owned businesses.
Yes.
And I don't think that was by accident. I think that's by design, because we started to romanticize white wealth standards so much in this country that we opted out of ownership and the pride of ownership. So what's interesting is that the algorithm is calling for people to ask about to talk about 50-50, right? And so this is my take on it, right? And this is what I always tell people. When a man says 50-50, you have to understand that as a man, if I got it, you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to make sure it's taken care of. When men say 50-50, we saying, if I didn't have it, could we work as a team? It doesn't mean that I need you to add your money, because who wants their woman to go to work? I want my woman in a place of zen. I want her to be able to relax and all of that. But because we have this economic thing that's going on where we're oppressed, Black women are oppressed, Black men were oppressed economically, we both, okay, I say championships are won with teams. You can't win a championship unless you have a team. Some days I might come in and say, well, I only got 70%. All I need you to do is get to 30%. You see what I'm saying? So what's your stance on 50-50? And be honest and just,
My stance on 50-50, I feel like when it pertains to this generation, we are so caught up in the whole, oh, a man has to do for us, when it doesn't. Back then, it was a system, you know? The man went to work. If you expect the man to go to work and provide like he's supposed to, then when he come home, certain things should be taken care of.
Right.
I take it, like I say, it doesn't always have to pertain to economic, money-wise, that it's 50-50, you know?
Right.
Back then, like I said, the woman didn't work, but she stayed home, take care of the kids. It wasn't ever a problem. She cooked, she cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
The man came home, his clothes was washed, everything else, but he came home with something, with food, with something. So
with something,
that 50-50 don't always mean, oh, let the woman work or let just the man work. It's just something that pertains into, like you said, helping each other out in general.
Yeah, because I look at it like 100. All right, so for the like I want to tell you this. Like May 8th, I was in a car accident that put me in a wheelchair. I showed you the pictures, right? And for the past maybe 2 years, 3 years, I made 6 figures a year. I literally made 6 figures a year. This thing that women talk about, and think, well, I need this, I need that. But what people don't, what I look for is when I'm down like this and I have to do other things and I can't make that money, are you going to leave because I don't have it? Mm-hmm. Am I going to be able to trust that you're going to stay when things get adverse? You know what I mean? So for me, it's like now I would need a woman in a situation to help me out. I could pay all the bills. I mean, like with one check, I made $10,000 a month driving trucks, right? So Black people have to get away from romanticizing white wealth standards, in my opinion. Stop thinking that relationships are based upon fiat currency, because you know the money that we spend isn't technically money. It's a promissory note and it doesn't have any gold behind it to back it. So, you know, with that, oh, come on, what are you doing? With that, you know what I mean? I say, yep, it's up here.
Right in this stuff.
Right here?
This right here. Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna hit this guy. Yeah. This is so tight. I feel like we in New York. I'm gonna turn around like, oh, this is not good. So I just think that we need to stick together and start working as a team. We didn't have these, you know, what's interesting is pre-integration, desegregation, we never had these conversations. And we wasn't rich either. You know, I would like to share something with people and let them know. During times of slavery, we had to fight to get married. They didn't want us married. They would sell us separate. We actually fought to get married. And check this out. If we've been under the oppression of white male European hegemony, right? And we've been separated as a race this whole entire time, when were Black women ever under the oppression of Black men? Think about it. We just got desegregation was in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this liberal feminist movement that says, I need to be liberated from the oppression of men. But Black women historically have always out-earned and outworked Black men, whether they were washerwomen, whether they were maids, whether they were any of that. They always had the ability to work and earn. It wasn't until the 70s, where we came from the Great Migration from the South to the North, that we were fleeing that oppression to come work industrial jobs like Ford, right here, like Ford or Chrysler or GM. But you know what? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your input. And you have a great day.
Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank